Temple of Understanding event, from my point of view, it was an event to hold the people who hold the people. You know, that's our faith leaders hold people, but this event was about holding the people who hold the people. And we're asking our faith leaders now to go out into a country that's very fearful, where we've kind of gone from hope to heartbreak in a lot of parts of America. And we're now asking people to take on an even bigger challenge, not just to kind of get through the economic tough times, but also to deal with these ecological challenges. And you just can't do it without support from the faith community. In fact, I think the faith community is going to wind up being the main kind of burden bearer for our civilization as we grow up and become a grown-up civilization. The fight to get carbon under control should be common ground. You know, this whole movement to have clean energy and clean air and clean water, that shouldn't be a blue states versus red states thing. That should be common ground. And people of faith can make it common ground because they can appeal to common values. One of the most important things I can say about the moment that we're in is that some of these challenges are too important to be left to politicians and the political process. Some of these challenges are about the future for the children of all species. And it's appropriate that people of faith, leaders of faith across these different lines step forward and say, on this, we have to be united. And the great thing is that we've got solutions, both for the economic problems and for the environmental problems, that need to, again, be taken out of the polarized political environment and put into the interfaith moral environment. And that's the great achievement of the Temple of Understanding. When you look at the BP oil spill, you know, there was one bean counter who, for some reason, decided that to save $500,000, he just wasn't going to put a safety valve in place. Well, that one small act at BP, based on greed, not putting in a relatively cheap safety valve, led to just catastrophic, non-linear, irrational, bad outcomes. Small act based on greed, huge outcomes. Well, if that's true, that also means that a small act based on love can have huge positive outcomes. And so we've got to remember that miracles are possible. Just like catastrophes are possible on the negative side, miracles are also possible. And that's what the Temple of Understanding, I think, has been able to demonstrate today. Right now, on the political side, not just here in America, but around the world, politics has gotten increasingly fragmented and fractious. And as a result, I think that the solutions seem to be farther away. At the same time, people of different faiths are beginning to come together. And I think that that represents a positive counterbalance. And the Temple of Understanding is really accelerating that process, which I think is critical. Here's the thing. When you have really big problems, no one part of society can solve it. That's how you know you've got a serious problem. When the business community can't do it by itself, labor can't, the scientists can't. The ecological crisis is one that no one part of society can fix. We've all got to come together. And so the root moral principles that underlie all faiths creates common ground that we can come together on. And I think that's the importance of the Temple of Understanding.